Hello, this is Val Golevsky, and I want to welcome you to an overview of the Advanced Exchange RMA process outcome chain. A very common service business challenge within field services is what are the best practices for implementing RMA and Advanced Exchange processes, policies, and practices. This is a key business challenge to resolve because it impacts not only field service gross margin, but it also has an impact on spare parts cost as a percent of revenue. The operating KPIs are key performance indicators that will predict or ensure that you achieve these financial improvements. In the next link row, we list practices that, when implemented, have been found to improve the operating KPIs. In the following two link rows, we identify the roles that are involved in implementing these practices, as well as the technology platform that will support your implementation. Lastly, we list the organizational capabilities that you will need to build into your organization in order to consistently achieve the desired results. Within the outcome chain, there are a number of connections that show important cause and effect relationships. These connections can be found here. I'll highlight a few of them just to give you an idea on how to use the connections. As we noted earlier, any changes to the advanced exchange and RMA process will have a direct influence on spare parts cost as a percent of revenue. In particular, there are three cost buckets that are impacted by this outcome chain: RMA and reverse logistics costs, repair vendor costs, and transportation costs. Now, the way to use this and to compare yourself to the industry in general is you can open up one of these links. You can see the definition of that particular cost bucket, and in the attachment we have documents that will allow you to compare your performance against the industry overall. From our spare parts study, we identified three operational models with distinct cost profiles. All you have to do here is identify the appropriate operating model and then compare your performance against the cost bucket that's noted below. Now that I've given you a broad overview of the outcome chain, I'm going to use another connection to illustrate how to use the chain to drive improvement in your business. Since you don't have unlimited resources to throw at a problem, comparing your performance to other TSIA members can help you prioritize by identifying where you have the largest gap. By opening up the returns compliance link as an example, we show a definition, and here it's rather unique. Returns compliance really has two components. You have to be concerned with the contractual commitment, in terms of calendar days, and then you want to know what percent of customers actually return within that time frame. By looking at the attachment, we can show you performance against these two metrics in a 2x2 matrix. By looking at the 2x2 matrix, you can see that the objective here is to have a short contractual return time with high compliance to that, which puts you in the green zone. Now let's assume that after you compare your performance to all of the KPIs, this is where you have the largest gap in performance and an area that you want to focus on with your improvement efforts. By clicking on the connection, you can see a cause and effect relationship between returns compliance, practices, technology platforms, and capabilities that you want to bring in to your organization. Let's take a look at invoicing and never returned as a practice that can improve returns compliance. Within the attachment, you can see the impact of invoicing for non-returns. From the spare parts study, we've seen a dramatic difference in performance when you invoice a customer for not returning parts per the contractual obligations. The desired time frame, 78% versus 53%, and the never return drops from 13 down to 2, making this a outstanding practice to improve your advanced exchange and RMA processes. Lastly, let's take a look at the reverse logistics capability. And if you have the ability to cost effectively process parts, products that need to come back for repair and replacement, when you look at the attachments, you can see by implementing this particular service capability within your organization, it's highly leverageable and it has a positive influence on a number of other service business challenges. So that's a quick overview of our outcome chain. Let us know what you think, and good luck with your business transformation efforts.